Hello and welcome to Tales of Myth and Mayhem. This is episode 15 of our Hunter the Reckoning game, Whirl and Rush. It's been a minute since we've been playing this in real time, but yeah, we've got both players here. Lovely to see them. We'll be introducing them in a moment. Um, I don't think there's anything. Yeah, I'll introduce them, go through the plot. I usually have a plan of what I'm going to say at this point, but I don't for tonight. So, Logan, who are you? Who are you playing?
Well, you already gave away the game by saying
I
my
have
name
to
is
say
Logan.
something. It's really awkward to. I can't just point at. Well, I guess I could, but
Kind of, yeah. I'm Logan. I'm playing an angry ex-Canadian expatriate living in the UK hunting vampires named Marcel Duchamp, although he's given a variety of names over his career because he's weird like that.
and Michelle, who are you playing?
Hello, I'm playing Sonia Bacon, who is what happens if, like, the Slayer from Buffy is a massive nerd, a massive autistic nerd.
Ooh, I like that. I want to go again.
Keep it for next time. I always do my best character descriptions just after I've heard someone else do a better one. It's London, UK, March 2012. Sonia is the latest designate of Raphael and part of a 1,000-year tradition dedicated to keeping the balance between humanity and the supernatural. Marcel Duchamp is a deeply paranoid hunter who first introduced himself as Felix Ducat. The hunters have discovered the factions inside London's vampire society are fighting each other rather than acting as a united front. A vampire whistleblower has been secretly supplying information to hunters. The government's ICTU and Operation Antigen are preparing an unprecedented anti-vampire operation. In fact, it's in full swing at this point. And several competing groups are searching for ancient occult knowledge. And a faction of blood vampires, what other kind is there? A faction of vampires appears to be developing dangerous blood magic. Over time, the hunters have made cautious contact with several vampires, not as friends, but because everyone possesses different pieces of the puzzle. Sonia, in particular, has gradually realised that blindly destroying every vampire she encounters might ultimately help the wrong people. Things seem to be focusing on two frightening discoveries. Research is being conducted that's intended to allow vampires to survive sunlight. Separate research is being conducted about attempting to try and get humans to be able to use vampiric powers, and there's multiple organisations wanting access to all of this research, and these possibilities don't bode well for anyone. In the last episode, they were tentatively trading intelligence with a small group of vampires at a sort of bar and music venue called the Albany. They discovered that the people behind the ritual text are almost certainly Tremere, whatever that is. And these Tremere appear to be trying to remain hidden in London after the wider political upheaval has passed, and that the ritual text might be useful to vampires for identifying who is responsible. Sonia spent some time with her mentor, Millie, and her friend Seth. Both gave Sonia things to think about. Millie saying that the designate is part of an ecosystem that's there to keep numbers in check, and perhaps one side completely destroying the other is not the answer, which is kind of an awkward realisation when that's exactly what's happening. Later, Marcel and Sonia discussed how to approach investigating what might be inside the British Museum, which is relevant. And rather than charging in, they decided to scout in the daytime. And so, as the sun rises over central London, where do we find ourselves?
So I feel like Marcel had staked the place out. Like we were getting a sense of the rhythms of the people going in and out. Because he's so paranoid, he's probably, using drones to take photographs of everybody and then searching, his sources to see if he can find names to match the people. Not like every single person going in and out, but the interesting ones, and just trying to get a sense. So I'm not sure when we had like our adventure planned, but if there's like time leading up to it, he's probably just kind of doing that.
The sense I had from my notes is that you were going to check it out in the morning and like go in like people.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, so whilst Marcel is doing all of that techie smart stuff, Sonia's just going to walk in with Seth and walk around and look at things and go to the gift shop and get a tote bag and, just have a good time.
This sounds awesome. Can I change my answer?
Yeah.
It's gonna keep happening all night.
Or the way it might happen is that Seth is going with Sonia. That Marcel gets there early and is kind of watching people and looking and checking stuff out. And then one of the people you observe coming in is Sonia with her friend who you've met.
Ooh, yeah.
And you're like,
I like that idea.
I know that person.
The main thing I really want to do is just make sure I have all of the entrances and exits planned out and I know where they are.
Okay, rather than give you a map of the British Museum, which I have not prepared, I will just say that you know where they are, and in the event of needing to find them, you'll have an advantage to getting in or out the building.
I do have a gameplay thing I like to do as Sonia does tourism.
Yeah?
I would like... I mean, before going in, I'd be like, Seth, so we're going to have a good time. We're going to go learn some things about all the stuff that the British stole. And, but we should look around for anything that looks out of place or unusual in a museum. So keep an eye out. So that would be happening at the same time. But I'd say about 60% of this is Sonia basically eating popcorn and looking at arrowheads and crystal heads and stuff, and just being like, that's pretty.
Egyptian stuff and the Elgin marbles and all that kind of thing.
I've only been in the British Museum once for about 45 minutes. And
yeah,
I don't do well in museums that aren't like... I don't know. Some museums I love, and some museums I'm just walking on like, I don't want to be here. This is boring. You know, and the British Museum I found quite boring, despite how exciting and colonialist it is.
Exciting and colonialist.
Well, I mean, colonialism
I know what you mean.
is a subject that has it elevate. I need to quantify this.
Yeah, it pulls and pushes at the same time.
Bad. Sorry?
That we'll keep stuff safe by taking it and putting it in our country instead.
Yeah, so there's an evil to it that it makes it not boring. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's not banality evil, it's evil.
Yeah, exactly. It there's a it heightens the quote on, I don't know. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, Imperial War Museum is great though, because that's just full of stories.
Yeah, I think people are getting better at that lately, of like telling stories. And so in British Museum, if you haven't seen it, it's quite a grand exterior. It's a sort of Gothic building. There's a triangular, it looks a bit Greek. There's art. There's like pillars. There's a big wide roof. Inside, there's a kind of circular section in the middle and a wide area covered by glass. So it's letting in a lot of natural sunlight. It's got a reading room in the middle, which used to be the main reading room for like everything, but then the British Library did its own thing, and they've still got a reading room for all the stuff they've got. But so the main area is a very large sunlit room covered in glass, quite echoey, where there are people milling around. There's lots of tourists, there's lots of academic people studying, there's lots of staff doing various things. The big exhibition that they've got on just now is about Roman Britain. But obviously they've got all their normal stuff as well, so like the Elgin marbles and all the Egyptian stuff, and like so off this central area is lots of individual galleries. There's also a big set of stairs at one end that you can go up to the other stuff. But that's the kind of situation you're looking at. Marcel, looking outside, you're seeing staff coming in and out. There's security guards around there, all uniformed, quite easy to spot. There had been some kind of event, so not the previous night, but the night before that, because you'd been speaking to Simon and he'd been involved in running some kind of operation.
Yeah,
He was being a little
remember
bit
there was some kind of, there was like a hubbub and we weren't invited.
Yeah.
He didn't like questions about it.
There'd been a party. I'll give you this information sort of below table. At the right time? Above table. There's a table.
Above.
Okay?
Yeah.
And there's information. Below table.
That's a conversation for later.
I might have just invented something. There had been a party for the launch of the Roman exhibit. And nothing bad had happened there, but just like they'd had a lot of people there. It had gone late into the night. There wasn't any trouble.
Okay.
But there were people paying attention just in case.
Can I ask a couple of quick questions about the security?
Of course you can, and I'll do my best. But if these are inaccurate, it's a fictional version.
No worries, no worries. So, do I recognize any of the security from like Simon's people? Because we've interacted with Simon.
No, they're all in
a
house.
bunch.
You have interacted with him a bunch.
Okay.
None of them are those people.
Okay. Two, like, how can I get a sense of like how robust their training is at all, just from kind of watching them?
So what they've got is they've got security cameras all over the place. The more expensive exhibits are protected with some extra detail. It might be like laser stuff or light things, or like there's a couple where you have to put your thumb on a thing to even potentially open it. There's a lot of security around the older things and stuff to keep people from climbing on stuff. There's people checking bags as you come in.
They seem like relatively professional, though.
Yeah, like it's friendly and it's touristy. They're not making you walk through like a metal detector or anything, but
Right. It's not a bunch of Paul Blarts and old men.
yeah.
Or...
yeah, they're a smiling face of British tourism, I guess.
Okay. All right. Thanks for that. I'll try to duck in after Sonia and Seth and just kind of tail them for a bit to watch their interactions.
Oh, okay. I am going to say then, let's do a roll. I think this is going to be try to not make it boring and do the same one all the time because there's a whole section I forgot existed that we could have been using. Let's do insight and wits. Please.
Insight and wits.
Yeah, it's just for Marcel.
Oh, okay.
This is the bit where I realise I'm not seeing where the rolls are coming up. What you got? There we go. I can hear background noise.
Okay, well that's not great. But yeah, so I only got 1 out of 4 dice was a success.
Okay. I mean, you could willpower if you really wanted, but I'm not going to make you. You know your options.
Yeah, he's not that worried about getting seen by those two.
There's a bunch of people around. Some people are sitting at the cafe area. There's some people sat on like basically any flat surface. There's probably someone sitting with a laptop or with a phone doing something or other. It's pretty busy already. It might even if you were to ask Sonia, she might be able to tell you when the Easter holidays start, but it's probably coming up. Sonia, you're having a fantastic time just looking around at stuff and chatting with Seth. It's more fun with a person to talk to about how ridiculous some of this stuff is.
I'm just trying to think. Well, I mean, at some point, because I know about the event, I'd probably be trying to angle to take Seth to the Egyptian wing so we can do the tourist thing, but also look around.
There's plenty of stuff to see. There's like bits of pottery. There's some mummies. There's sarcophagi.
Can I do some kind of awareness or investigation thing into anything that looks out of place or unusual?
Yeah, let's do a wits awareness. I think, or unless you want to be like more investigative about it, then it could be like an intelligence investigation if you wanted.
I believe that would be where she goes in her mind.
Because the other thing you could try, just because give you your options and like see how you want to play this, you could go like a wits occult or a wits or an intelligence occult. If you're looking for like vampire stuff specifically.
Well, here's the question: the British Museum, that appears to be an Operation Antigen thing, right?
That's it. And they've got security staff. Let's make that the role then. Let's do a wits awareness and let's do an intelligence awareness, and we'll see what kind of vibe you're getting from the British Museum. Okay, what you got?
I got 3 successes.
Okay. Not my thing. Okay. On 3 successes, you're getting the sense that like the security staff here are their own people. They are not government, they're not Operation Antigen, they're not anything like that. You're not getting a strong vampiric sense from them either in this moment. Like, there's no reason to like they couldn't be vampires. There's sunlight streaming in the roof, from the ceiling. There are not vampires in this space right now.
sorry, I was muted. So they appear to be on the level security staff, is what you're saying?
They're their own people. They're not
They're not
politicized by that group.
right.
Some of them could be ghouls, though, possibly.
Possibly.
potentially.
I'll have to talk to one of them.
Okay. And
I feel like that's like Marcel just whispering in Sonia's ear. Like she's like, "Well, they can't be vampires. There's so much sun in here." And I'm like, "Whoa."
I think for the purpose of me not just carrying all of this between the two of you, let's have Marcel join with Sonia and Seth at this point. Maybe make things a little bit easier. So what are you saying to this random security guard?
Hello.
Can I help you?
I want to say hi.
Hi. Welcome to the museum. Can I show you anything in particular or tell you where to find things?
Well, I was just curious because there seems to be a lot of you today. Is there anything going on?
No, this is the normal number. Like it's the school holidays are coming. We have to make sure there's enough people on to like keep everyone feeling safe. There's been all this stuff out in the rest of London, some terrorism warnings.
Yeah, dreadful business. Dreadful business. Thank you for keeping us safe.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, during any of that did Sonia's designate feelings come through and be like, "Oh, there's a thing here" in some way?
Your vampy sense remains untingled.
Okay, I'll walk away and I'll say, "My vampy sense remains untingled."
Sonia punches them directly in the throat.
Sonia doesn't do that.
Oh, right. That's more like my thing.
I mean, Sonia can if you want. Do you think that would help?
No bueno. So I get the feeling that the like Rome part is kind of a big deal because the activity was around.
Yeah, that's what they were launching the previous night. So there's a big exhibition. There's posters up everywhere about it. They've got some Roman stuff from all over the country that's being shown here.
Yeah, I think Marcel would try to, steer them towards that. Not like in an obvious way. Like we're having fun, we're looking around or whatever, but then he'll just kind of start heading that direction, see if they follow.
It's in a separate room from the rest of things. The center of it is kind of a setup like a couple of houses from an old Roman village. So they've got like almost like grass set up and then like stone walls built so you can see all the things. And then around the edge, they've got like artifacts from an actual Roman houses. They've got bits of tapestry, that kind of thing. Not tapestry, bits of tiling, mosaic, arrowheads.
Like I Logan would love to see that. I think Marcel would actually be fascinated too. And start poking around a little bit as. So there's like kind of like a mock villagey sort of.
It's like a mock house kind of set up in the middle with what looks to be fake grass. And
are you allowed to like go inside and like move
no,
around,
it's just for looking at from every angle. So it's kind of the centerpiece, and you can walk around it, and there's like display stuff around it, talking about different aspects of it. So as you're looking at the back of it, we might talk about the modifications they made for guttering and like moving water around. And if you're looking at the front of it, it might be like this is how the different aspects of the house works. So it's about kind of domesticity and everyday life.
Okay.
And then around the outside of the room is kind of like more detailed descriptions and like some more artifacts that you can look at about like different things they did in the Roman calendar, so like different events across the year, that kind of thing. There's a little bit about Stonehenge, which isn't Roman, but it's like that kind of.
Is there? I don't have like a designate sense, but I am like an experienced and old ass hunter.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering.
You're a better hunter than Sonia, is the point.
I'm definitely more lethal, I think, but I'm just wondering if anything, because I feel like Marcel has been doing this a while. So there's all these competing theories about the origin of vampirism, how long it's been around, all of that sort of thing. I feel like he's probably heard a little bit of everything. One of the things that he's heard is that it originated around the same era as all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think he would be like as a scholar of this sort of thing, he'd be interested in like seeing if any of this kind of jives with his hunter experience, or like he doesn't have a belief one way or the other. He's just curious about it and seeing how that'll mesh with what he's heard.
Part of the exhibition that's kind of calling out to you a little bit and thinking about it from that point of view is an area about, and I need to double check a couple of details here because
No worries, we can talk to some more
I want
security
to make
guards
sure I get
about
this
how-
right. Because what there is there's in a part of London after the war, bombing had exposed some stuff that was not previously visible. And one of the things they found is that there was evidence of a sort of early Roman church that had been built, and it went down a couple of levels as well. And they've got some artifacts from there. And it wasn't a Christian church because that was way before then. It was to the Church of Mithras, sort of cult that came over with the Romans.
Cool. Have we seen that figure in any of our investigations up to this
No,
point?
so far it's not really been around. But like you might have heard about yeah, during the war they found this thing, and in the 70s they properly excavated it, and these are all some of the things they found from that excavation that took place, late 60s, early 70s.
Okay. I don't know. I think those objects might be of some interest. I don't know if you've got any of them drawn up, but I'd be curious about them.
One of the reasons they've got all that stuff out just now is that there's a large financial institution looking to build very nearby there, because it's like right in the middle of the city of London, which is the business kind of area. And they're looking to sort of protect and shore up the bits of the important historical significance whilst also building a tower block nearby. And actually, I think the majority of what I've said, where I've been accurate, is true.
Wait, so this isn't just in-game lore?
No, this is basically happened. Yeah,
Holy shit!
there is
Okay,
in the
wow.
middle of London, there is a Roman church to Mithras that has got financial buildings next to it.
That's crazy. Okay. Yeah. So I think Marcel will kind of like talk to Sonia about this stuff. I have heard many things over the years about the origin of the curse. I don't know if you've heard this one, but a lot of people said that the rulers, I don't know what they call themselves. You see their symbol sometimes: crown, scepter, sometimes sword. They come from these days, these nights. There was a lot of activity last night when this opened, so I wonder if there's a connection. I don't know.
I mean, there's always. So far throughout all of this, we've been seeing things that we've been finding things that are more related than they would appear. That's kind of the pattern that has been carrying on since we started.
Yes, there are different factions amongst the leeches, just like there are amongst the peoples. And I've seen the symbol of this on some of those that I have hunted in the past. They are harder to get to a lot of times because of their wealth.
So, what's the play?
I don't know if there is a play. I'm just curious to see what Antigen was doing here. I'm not seeing a lot of reason for that activity so far. Do you?
No, but these museums have essentially massive warehouses out the back and stuff where they keep all sorts of objects and artifacts and things and catalog stuff, and when they rotate out certain exhibits. So I can imagine if we were able to get behind the scenes, we could maybe find something to go on.
Perhaps this is all very true. I used to work with a hunter who did that. They could that you and I could not, and dealt with exhibits and collections and things like that. Very useful for a hunter. But yeah, I don't see what the hubbub is about, bub.
Well, this all happened yesterday, right? We're too late.
2 days ago. Well, 2 nights ago. You
It's
found out
very
about it the previous day, and it had happened the night before that.
Maybe we should talk to somebody who was here.
maybe. Does Seth know anything, or we were just sightseeing Seth?
I can imagine you turn around and Seth is just staring at a bunch of arrowheads or something.
Yeah, there's a bunch of arrowheads. There's also there's a bunch of like bits of like clothing, examples of Roman fashion, and one of them is this almost comically shaped hat. It's like the kind of thing you see the Smurfs wearing. The label, it says Phrygian cap, spelled with a PH.
Do any of these objects arouse your interest in a supernatural sense?
I mean, I can try and feel something. And they're behind glass, right? Or something?
Yeah, they're well protected, these things. Some of them are very old.
I'll put my hand on the glass, all dramatic like, and close my eyes and concentrate on if I detect any vampy shit.
I'm just wondering if I can block line of sight while this is happening.
Give me It's going to be occult, and you're going to get a bonus because it's to do with vampire stuff. And it's just a question of whether we go with like intelligence or wits. What are you feeling, Michelle?
Well, there's another angle to this.
Mm-hmm.
I could use my stick to detect.
Stick.
The artifact reacts to the
Do you really want to, whip it out? I don't know. Like, I have a magic stick too, but I'm keeping it kind of on the down low for right now.
You mean you have a shotgun?
Oh man, no, I should have brought a shotgun. No, I just have I got the other thing, that crystal thigh bone.
Mm.
I'm working on a flamethrower glove for the other arm. So like thigh bone, flamethrower. I think that could be a cool combo. But I don't have it ready yet.
I'll use occult awareness and investigation are the same for me, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay, well, let's say it's just a question of how you're approaching it. So like, let's do occult with your bonus because it's got to do with vampires, and either intelligence or wits, whichever you're feeling.
I add 1 to the pool size
Yes,
modifier.
you do. Because of your specialism.
5 successes.
That's pretty darn good.
I am the most successful at anything ever in Hunter.
I mean, I was making a note of this because I wanted to make sure I was like calibrating my difficulties properly. 5 successes should be something that's like on a level with, that's not my cocaine officer.
Yeah, we just win the game, right? Like, wrap it up. we just did it. Good job, Michelle.
You're getting a vibe from some of this stuff. Maybe not that hat specifically, but like there's something in this Roman end of things.
Okay, I want to do something to help Sonia follow her toucan Sam nose. Trying to think what could help her. So it looks like I have some occult as well. Yeah, I'm blanking on how assist works in this setting.
They get an extra 1 die.
Okay, so would have been good to do before the roll. Noted.
I could just add a die, a d10 roll.
If you want to just roll 1d10 and we'll count whether it's a success or not, we can.
7.
Now I'm just like, do we just wave Sonia around back and forth like until we detect the radiation? I don't know.
I mean, that's the plan. That's basically Sonia just like, I've got a vibe. She's not going to sniff.
Marcel, can you give me a wits awareness, please?
Yeah. All right. 1 second. Sorry, I don't know if you heard that too.
Oh, okay. That's enough. This is pretty obvious. There's a person sitting, so there's a little seated area on one side. And it's like for kind of place that older people might be able to like take a rest if they need to, just like sit and look at the whole room properly. There's someone sitting there, just kind of watching, but you get the sense he's watching you a bit too much.
That's true. Also, like if anybody even glances at Marcel, he thinks they're watching him a little too
Yeah, I
much.
mean he's paranoid anyway. But this one's like if you looked over, he
Yeah.
definitely is watching.
Okay. So I don't know. Maybe there's a way that we can turn our backs to that person, like in a non, like maybe I'll grab Sonia's arm, be like ooh, and like try to point out a detail, and then like as I bend her down, like I'll whisper in her ear about that person, and say that we should arrange some kind of reason to pass close by them and see if her sense tells her anything. What do you think about that? Sorry, Michelle. What do you think about that?
Yes.
I think we should. What do you? People said buzz them. You do a flyby.
We won't be literally flying though. You haven't got a machine that lets us do that.
I mean, not yet, but give me time.
That would get you some looks in the middle of an exhibit.
Have you heard of these
I-
American things called moon shoes? They were big in the 90s.
I would like. Yes, let's do it. Let's use me.
So now you're just like in Ghostbusters where they've got the like device where they're scanning.
Yeah, Sonia is
Arms
your
to each
PKE
side.
meter.
Yes, that's what it is.
I am down with being used as an EK meter.
As you turn to face this guy, he's kind of that nebulous age where he could be in his 60s, but he could be in his 80s. He looks kind of dressed like an eccentric teacher or like an academic. His hair's kind of cut irregularly, like he's done it himself with the wrong kind of scissors. And there's little patches of white stubble across his face that he's missed while shaving. He's got that kind of tweed jacket with the patches on the elbows.
So he doesn't like look like staff necessarily. He just looks like someone else.
He could be academic staff, I guess.
Okay, I'll start moving in his general direction. Like, is he near anything of note, like that I could at least pretend interest in?
No, not so much in this area. There's not. It's an area to like look at the room from a distance, or like stand back
Okay,
from the exhibits
it's
and
definitely
let the people who want to get close up get close up. So
okay. So it's like an Overwatch position.
yeah, kind of, or like an area of respite from the crowds that there might be, or there might have been when it was newly opened.
Okay, I mean maybe we can use that. Like we can act like maybe we're overcome, like from we need a moment to breathe. Like we're too hot or something. We got to go stand over there. I don't know. I'm just trying to invent
Yeah,
a
like
plausible
you're
reason to get
standing
close
and
to him.
looking like nearby, and trying to sort of blend in a little bit. Are you trying to blend in a little bit? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Yeah, no. I'm definitely like leaning towards not just walking right up to the guy and being like, "Hey, what the fuck are you looking at?" you know.
He kind of looks up at you openly as you approach. There's a kind of look to his eyes, and
If there's a place to lean, I'll just be like, "I wish I could light up in here with the no smoking." Yeah, what the fuck are you going to do? You don't smoke.
If you want to smoke, no, that's a silly idea.
I was.
Of course, I want
I'm
to
worried about
smoke.
where that's going. Yeah,
He'll pull out a bunch of cigarettes out of his bag and like wave around. He's like, "I would smoke all of these if I could. The best I
That's
can do."
too many cigarettes to carry at once.
What the carton? Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm like checking this guy out. Like,
Yeah, I'm going to turn to this guy and do I get a vibe from him if I'm being my EK meter? Is he setting anything off?
nothing vampiric, but he looks up at Marcel and he just kind of stares at him for a moment and then says, "You've seen it too, haven't you? I know the look, it changes a person." He nods towards Sonia. "How long have you known her?" "No, wait a second. How long has the stick known her?"
you're talking a lot of crazy and dangerous shit, my friend. You sure you want to do it here?
Yeah, and you should address some like crazy and dangerous shit to me if you're referring to me
Sorry.
and my stick.
Just as
buddy.
flavor, like Marcel's demeanor changes instantly because that was very real. So he responds in kind and is like, "You're talking crazy shit."
He turns and looks at Sonia, and it's quite an intense stare that I'm not going to try and mirror down the camera because I don't get to see your reaction anyway. He just looks at you, Sonia, and says, "Does it get heavier?" Do you dream more after you've used it? Does it get warm when you're near graveyards?
I feel that you have an idiosyncratic thinking style that leads you to ask questions bluntly in a way I respect. Would you like to come for a cup of tea?
I would love a cup of tea.
Marcel, we should have a cup of tea with this person in the cafe.
Yes. This is a good idea, I guess. And let's find a isolated corner.
Marcel, I'm going to count this towards your desire of finding a decent cuppa.
Yay!
If you've got any willpower to restore, I think you can take one back.
Oh man, since last session, I think I burnt a lot of willpower.
Yeah, we should address that at some point.
Oh man,
I should
so
give
much
you a
willpower.
chance to like hunt a decent cuppa, and then
It's a campaign in the UK. It was inevitable a cup of tea would come up, and I'm glad we got there.
we've it's not our first time.
It's taken like a year to get a cup of tea in this game.
So what kind of phony Brits are you guys anyway? Jesus.
I don't drink tea. I like squash.
All right.
You don't have squash, but
get the fuck out. What are you even doing?
You don't have squash in the States, do you?
No,
I mean, we have
not diluting juice.
When you say squash, I think like summer squash.
No, it's not like that. It's like very, very
put
concentrated
a little bit in a glass
fruit juice,
and you fill it up, and you've got instant like essentially like bubbleless soda.
Huh.
But it's concentrated, so you can buy loads of it. I drink that all the time.
Crazy.
I go through like 2 bottles of that a week.
No, I just think of like the stuff that the indigenous people told us to eat so we didn't starve.
Oh yeah. They're like a butternut squash. I'm with you.
Yeah, no, this is different. I don't think the States do it because like there's more money to be made from just like selling a ready-made drink already.
Yeah, they can just sell you bags of syrup that they water down.
The staff at the tea shop are in the cafe in the museum are basically teenagers, but you're getting no vibes off them whatsoever. They just make you a pot of tea. Sonia gets a drink of something else.
I tip them super well.
I get a milkshake.
Okay, the big smells from Marcel.
I like milkshakes.
Milkshakes are good, and you get a seat.
Great.
As a former barista, the milkshakes take fucking forever to make. They're a huge pain in the ass, and they suck.
I apologize to baristas across the world.
Thank you.
I have the drink taste of a 9-year-old. All right.
I get something like really easy, and then I tip super well. And then I go sit down with David Lynch and make sure that I have my gun under the table ready to go.
I just say to him, "Hey, what's your name?"
Arthur.
Nice to meet you, Arthur. So you clearly know all about my deal. And
I don't, though, but okay, you have a stick. What do you call it?
I honestly tend to call it my stick. My booping stick.
Booping stick. Does it not have a proper title of some kind?
It does, Arthur, but I don't know you. So this is already very personal. So why did you approach?
I'm like you. We've all seen something that made us appreciate that there's more in the world than most people see.
Ah, so what's your role in this? What do you do?
I've been a hunter like you, but I'm watching this place. I think there's something happening here.
There was something happening here 2 days ago.
Oh, yeah, the party. That was only a small thing. That wasn't even I didn't spot anything interesting happen at that. But the longer term stuff, the wider movements, I just need them to know that I'm watching.
So you're there to dampen their spirits or something?
Each day, I come here and I watch, and I see people move, and I see people do things, and they notice me, and I notice them. So they know they're being watched, and I know I'm watching them.
What sort of things do you see, Arthur?
I'm pretty sure the bloodsuckers are running this place. At least in part.
That would make sense. A lot of the stuff here is very old.
True, but what makes you say so? Do you see them come and go with their servants?
I tracked one here, but they weren't leaving or anything. They were just in here all the time, never left. But I can't tell where they sleep. But it must be somewhere on the premises.
In a building of this size, there's plenty of places to go, I'm sure.
You see my problem. So I can't attack them openly. They can't attack me openly. So I just come here and watch them every day.
We are taking a lot on faith here, Arthur. You say you are a hunter. Where have you been? What have you done? What have you seen?
People in this line of work don't tend to get a good retirement package.
Yeah, I don't expect one myself.
I've seen some stuff. I was involved in the Did you hear about the vampire in Highgate Cemetery?
Strangely I have.
Well, that I was involved in that, but it wasn't in Highgate. That was glorious. So the people I was working with, they had this fantastic idea. We'd been tracking a vampire. We knew exactly where that vampire was, and they were in Brompton Cemetery. And at that time, everyone was into these horror films, the Hammer horror films, and every single 20-year-old student thought they would be a vampire hunter, like Peter Cushing in that movie. And we couldn't have that because they would all cause problems. So we spread a rumour that there was a vampire in Highgate, and we paid an actor to pretend to be a vampire hunter. And then someone else turned up and they had a whole duel thing going on. Anyway, they all went there and they drew the attention away from Brompton, which is where the real stuff was happening. And it meant we could hunt and destroy that vampire unmolested.
Yeah, did you? Did you?
We certainly did.
Do I feel like I'm getting they're being truthful as they speak, or?
Give me a roll. I think it's going to be. I don't want it to be wits awareness. It's going to be wits insight. That's what it is. Wits insight. Insight. I keep forgetting about. Okay, what you got?
So I got 2 out of 4.
I got 1.
I would be willing to spend willpower if
if you want to take an extra, you can re-roll up to 3.
Okay.
I'm not gonna because it's very Sonia to just be completely oblivious.
Good role-playing moment. How did that go for you?
So I got 2 more successes for 4.
Okay, with 4, he is being absolutely on the level with you right now. He's a little bit strange, but he's being on the level with you.
This life will make people strange, for sure. So, just above table, not under the table, we found a body in a tree and a hand buried.
That was a while ago.
That was in Highgate?
That was in a park, which I've temporarily forgotten the name of. It's a famous park. It's next to the Buckingham Palace.
Okay, so unrelated.
Probably.
Okay, yeah, I think I got things mixed up when I was like, oh yeah, I've heard of that. Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to... No, it's not related to that.
No worries. So
I know myself and not remembering the name of that park now.
No worries. I think Marcel will try to ask Arthur a little bit more about where are the other people in his cell? He's here by himself, or where are his friends?
Oh, they're gone. Mostly. I mean, people... It's a dangerous work, dangerous existence. And some people stop before they get hurt, and some people don't know how to stop.
Yeah, that is very true. So, the vampire that you tracked here, do they have a name?
Not one that I know, but they seem to be high up in the running of this place.
And what do they look like?
Okay, above table, I know how this is going to look. But they've got a Welsh accent and long red hair. I do not have a Welsh accent. This character has nothing to do with me, personally.
Yeah,
but
definitely not.
Etc.
Etc.
Wait, are we talking North Wales or South Wales? Because they are very different.
South, but also very, very old, so possibly difficult to place by now.
I think as a non-Brit, Marcel will look pointedly at Sonia for the vagaries of culture, custom,
Of Welsh, yeah.
accent.
Yeah.
Well, Welsh, red hair tends to be associated with Scottish people, even though there doesn't appear to be a massive statistical difference in the number of like redheads, ginger-haired people in Scotland and like Northern England and stuff. It's very vague. I'm not too sure why.
So here in the US, anybody that has red hair is assumed to be Irish, erroneously or not.
That's strange because here I've never heard red hair being associated with the Irish. It's always been more of a Scottish thing. Like, the stereotypical image of a red-haired angry Scot in a kilt lifting it up, showing their bits off is kind of...
Look, we love an angry Scottish queen showing their bits off. Right? So let's not slander our Scottish queen.
It's me. I'm the angry. And I'm not showing my bits off.
You would be able to better talk to the stereotypes of Scottish people than me, obviously. But like that's the image.
Got you. Good to know.
Scottish football fans show up to games dressed like that with red-haired wigs because they don't actually have more redheads than like the rest of the UK.
Just giving them the full William Wallace
ish.
Yeah, but that film is basically fictional homophobic trash and should be put in the bin forever. They should keep the speech because Scottish people love yelling that, and I get it. I get that. Fuck the English, absolutely. But like 90% of that film should just be deleted forever.
I mean, I feel like Scottish people just love yelling in general. So I mean, just a bigger umbrella.
Yelling's pretty great.
That's fair basically of everyone in the United Kingdom at the very least. To be honest, like we're an isle of yellers.
Not old yeller.
All right, well that brings us back in a circle.
Yeah.
I heard about some girl, continues Arthur, with some kind of magical stick thing. I didn't know. What they said was that the thing has light with faces in it.
Okay, this is Michelle talking. That's new to me. I've never seen or described faces and stuff. Is that something that I should have done?
No, I'd have told you before now.
Okay. Well, I'll bring that into the game and just be like, I've never seen faces in my stick. It just lights up, and I hit vampires with it.
He leans over towards you a little bit. He puts his mug down. Do you know how many dead scream when you lift that thing?
There's the sound of a gun cocking.
He turns his head and looks at you for a moment.
You need to be
sizing you up.
Very careful, friend. Maybe too close.
He leans back again and takes a more academic air. Look around.
Marcel just nods and says, better.
And like looking between you both. And Seth is there, but he's kind of not part of the conversation.
Sorry,
Sonia's mouth is open and just says, I don't know how to navigate this particular social situation. This is all new to me. What would you like to know, Arthur?
Look around this place. There's hundreds of artifacts from everywhere in the world. Most of them have something still attached. They chatter away in their languages. Not everyone can hear them, but I can. They're far from home and they don't like it, and they just sit there chuntering on all the time. And then you three walk in with that stick, and it all goes quiet.
Arthur here, he hears the ghosts when they speak. Is that right, Arthur?
He just nods.
I'm very confused. So you hear dead people, and when my stick is around or when I lift it up, I'm not hearing them, or they go silent or something. Is that
it makes sense? I mean, look, that stick has ended many a life, has it not?
May I see it?
Hang on, I'm about 5 steps behind all of you. Bullet points, Arthur. Bullet points. What are you saying about the stick?
There's a lot of ghosts in this building, but they stopped making a noise when you came in.
Well, I don't mean to stop people's conversations. They can talk if they like.
May I see the stick, Sonia?
Sonia, it is okay if you don't want to do this. But
No,
and also,
I don't want. I mean, you know, the dead are resting and stuff, right? They're done. They should be able to frolic in the fields of the dead or whatever, right?
Maybe.
I do what I do to release people from a curse, right? And that I would hope that part of them moves on to somewhere where they're not cursed.
why should the
Here's the
dead
stick. I put it down on the table
why should the dead rest any more than the rest of us?
because
He
they've suffered enough.
he looks at the stick carefully without touching it. What do you call it?
Raphael's light. I mean, this stick has been called that for like 1,000 years, Millie told me.
I'm just going to do a storyteller roll. Give me.
While you're doing that, I think this is new to Marcel. I don't think he knew that. Like he knows that Sonia is a big deal and that the stick is powered and cool, but I think he just assumed that that was like an item she picked up and made awesome just by her being awesome. So he will turn to her and just be like, I did not know that it is passed down.
Well, yeah, the new designate. So there's a designate who is designated by Raphael to, you know, cleanse the curse. You know, Cain's
No,
curse.
I knew that, but the instrument,
stick. The stick is given to the next one. So, you know,
so it
when
is
my
never.
time is done, this will go to the next. Raphael will take it and give it to the next one. Apparently, this came from a tree.
Okay.
It has never been broken or lost. You did not.
Not to my knowledge. I mean, you know, to be honest, I thought it was really fucking cool. You know, like,
I just
let
assumed.
me just quickly, because it's been a while since I've gone over this. Let me just quickly double check the backstory
Sure.
thing, because it's been a while.
We might be
since I
about to
wrote
further
it.
the backstory a little bit.
Yeah, Marcel will just say like he thought that anything that you picked up would function as well as the stick. Like he was surprised to hear that.
Above
Oh,
table,
yeah, here it is.
beside table, Arthur just got 6 successes on an investigation roll.
Sorry, just give me. I know this is
It's fine.
Just give me 30 seconds to
Stick backstory.
go.
It's been a little while since we came up with a stick backstory.
Yeah, I know the big points. It's just I wrote it a while ago.
And then
I've got the doc here.
Yeah, and then I started thinking about some more details about the stick, and I'm like, it'd be fun to have this in.
So yeah, essentially, I'm going to go from my backstory and explain very quickly to Marcel. So millennia ago, you know, God cursed Cain, and Cain spread the curse, creating, you know, the kindred, vampires, biters, whatever your terminology is. After this, right, as I was told this, God left. He bolted. He abandoned us. And this is why those dickheads hate me, because they're like, yeah. And I'm like, but he did. I didn't make him do that. I wasn't alive. But yeah, this angered Raphael, who's one of his angels, who was like, why'd you leave, God? Why'd you leave these people you made? That's fucked up. And he decided to go against God and came to Earth to find a champion to protect humans from the curse God unleashed and then left us to deal with. So he found this woman who he designated after she lost her husband to the curse and gave her some abilities and the stick. And her family looked after her and helped her out on her mission. And her family's descendants have kept that going ever since. So they've spread out across the world to find the next designate when the previous one dies. And Millie, her family line goes back to the original first designate.
You realize there's no way this can be true, right?
I love the idea that if this was a movie, all that would have been woodcut animation.
Why would that not be true? I've got the stick. I've clearly could do stuff. Like I've got the stuff.
Have you taken it upon yourself to read the Bible or to look into it in any way?
Just like I think I met him.
Sure. You met something. But what do you call the Bible? It's only been around for a few thousand years at best, and it is a conglomeration of stories put together by different hands. I mean, this curse far predates whatever scrolls they found in a cave in Egypt. It goes farther back. You must understand.
Well, I mean, I didn't really question it because I went from not knowing anything and delivering pizza to suddenly there were vampires and I had a magic stick and I could, jump over people and
Yeah,
stuff.
understandable. Suddenly, vampires is a big fucking.
I wasn't a particularly healthy person before this. I was delivering pizza, but I had a bit of a tummy and I spent a lot of time eating Doritos, watching the Indigo League Pokemon and stuff. Like I didn't. And then suddenly I was like, ripped a bit and had a stick that lights up and it does magic things. So I had to go from 0 to 1,000, and so much of it looked true in front of my eyes. I didn't question the backstory.
I think Marcel would just put like a comforting hand over Sonia's hand and nod and not say anything else.
Arthur's
And
not
then
paying
turn
any
to Arthur and
attention.
just be like, and I just told a complete stranger my whole thing. I hope you're not an asshole, Arthur, is all I can say. Are you an asshole?
Arthur's been standing and looking down at the stick, again, carefully not touching it. After a moment, he looks up, and as I say, 5 successes. Raphael's light, the fuck it is. Raphael was a healer, a guide of souls, and a protector of travelers. This thing's a fucking necromantic engine. He looks up. That thing is attached to a cloud of fucking wraiths, and you're venting oblivion through a hole in reality.
Sonia just stares, blinking at him for a minute.
Yeah, that was a fucking mic drop. Damn.
What do any of those words mean?
When you go in there with this stick, what you're doing is you're opening up a tiny little hole. Hang on. He goes and takes 2 of the tourism leaflets about the museum. They've got a little map on the back showing the layout of the building. He puts one on top of the other one so that they're over each other on the table. When you die, you move from one reality to another level of reality, but it's built on top. It's just most people can't get from one to the other, and anything that's dead, or even a little bit dead, is partly over here, and you're over here, and there's no way between them. But your stick gives a way for some of the things on that side to come through to this side, and the things on that side don't like vampires very much.
Who are those things?
Dead things.
Any more context you could give me?
I don't know, they're wraiths of some kind.
What's a wraith?
Dead things.
Okay, this is getting circular.
I'm not a deep thinker about this stuff. I was like you, I just boop things, in a sense. But that thing is pulling ghosts to kill vampires.
That is very interesting. And Millie, she did not explain any of that, did she not?
I don't think Millie knows about this because Millie seems to be very convinced that she is related to the first designate.
Yes, there are 2
In fact,
bloodlines.
that might be true. Just it wasn't Raphael who designates. Wait, why should I believe you? We don't know anything about you.
I've got no reason to lie to you or tell you. I mean, what benefit is it to me what you believe? But that thing is pulling ghosts through a hole.
Marcel will just like look at Sonia and be like, I believe him. He is telling at the very least what he believes to be true. And I think the story that you have told us sounds like dogma. Entrenched, repeated, but maybe not accurate stories.
Sonia will think for a second, then she'll reach into her messenger bag and pull out like a Meowth and Rocket League notepad, open up a page and put a pen down and say, Arthur, can you write down in bullet points what you told me? Because I need to go and I need to go and I need to go and I'm gonna get this wrong and I need to talk to Millie immediately.
He'll write down the details. I, above table, will pass you a note with that stuff on it if that's helpful for you.
That's cool. Thank you. It's just so it's shorthand in a future scene with Millie that is going to happen at some point.
Yeah, I thought you might.
And I just put that down, have a read it, and it's a fast forward button basically. Is what I'm going for.
Marcel is really struggling because, like, obviously this is a bombshell, and Sonia is clearly struggling with this. But we're also here for a reason.
I mean, play it.
So, I mean, our Arthur is like a godsend. Like, this dude just dropped in our lap and started explaining some cool stuff. So, yeah.
Well,
is Sonia looking like she's about to split, or?
Sonia's just said, like, I need to go. I can't.
Okay,
so if this is like even partially true, I can't keep walking around with a thing that is a vessel for God knows what.
Oh no, but you're enabling, like, they want to destroy vampires. They wouldn't come through otherwise. They hate vampires.
I think Marcel would look at Sonia really intensely and just kind of put his hands on hers and try to get her attention and be like, look, what does it matter where it comes from if it does what we need it to do?
I don't like being used.
No
I don't like being given a fairy tale where I'm like a superhero, which I'm going to admit I really kind of wanted to be, and then just I'm a mug being duped. People dupe me all the time.
We have all been duped. Look at me. Look. And he's trying really hard to keep your eyes, and he's like, I have duped you. Me. And
yeah, but you have a trauma background. It's cool.
It's really not. We all play this part of the fool at one time or another. But the important thing that I do not want to lose sight of, this stick saves lives by ending others. What more do you need to know?
I'll talk to Millie later.
We are here now. There are vampires here now. And Simon is lying to us, as of course he does. And we need to know what is happening.
What's happening is there is something big happening here where a lot of vampires are being killed, experimented on by people who may be looking to become like them. And that feels like a bigger danger and a worse London than what we have now. Yes. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. And look, how do we know that Simon is not talking to them as well?
I would be astonished if he wasn't. He seems to be very much a playing all sides kind of guy to make sure he comes out on top. Or his group, like his real group he may have.
At our level, the ground level, you may sometimes find brotherhood and trust. On Simon's level, they're all just covering their asses. Is that not true, Arthur?
Arthur nods.
I am sorry that you were alone. I was alone for many, many years until I met Sonia.
Well, as long as you're not an asshole, you're not alone now, Arthur.
He looks at Marcel with a kind of respect. I'd love to hear your story sometime, sir.
I feel...
Doesn't need to be today. I understand if you want to be... A lot of those stories are not easily told.
I do not trust myself to tell them anymore. You know? For too long they have served whatever purpose I desired, and who knows now what was true and what wasn't. I am here today. I hate the bloodsuckers, and I am here to end them. That's what matters.
But there is something worse. Like maybe these kindred vampires, bloodsuckers, whatever you call them, aren't people who have been cursed. Maybe they like it, maybe they don't, I don't know. But there are humans who want to take their power. And people who want to do that don't tend to have the best reasons or the best goals in mind. I mean, look at Tony Blair.
Are you two working as part of this operation?
We've been involved in it before we really understood it.
We are what you would call on the periphery. They do not tell us much. Sometimes they throw us at the enemy, but there is not much trust, honestly.
He thinks for a moment, and then an idea seems to come to him. Have you seen what's going on at St. Pancras?
That's a name that, clicks. So Marcel will turn and look at Sonia.
We know that they were trying to do something with a bunch of weird objects. We may have foiled them a bit. Well, there was a mirror that should never have seen a reflection, and I showed it a few YouTube videos, so that's done, But we never really got to the bottom of specifically what they were doing beyond vaguely taking on vampiric powers of some kind.
There was a ritual that was planned. We interfered. To what result, we do not know yet.
I'd been investigating, like I do. Commuters seeing dead relatives in railway stations, birds avoiding certain roofs, security cameras, the static in one direction only. There's something happening over there. And he starts taking out photographs, showing you like old water towers, iron girders, Victorian brickwork, intricate metal frames. It's the roof of St. Pancras Station.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I was saying, like, Marcel was definitely scoping that place out. So I think he would recognize the top of it.
Yeah. But the sense you'd had is that it was probably the Science Centre building. But this person, what Arthur's saying is that it's the station itself.
Right. Did we, when we were doing our underground investigations, is it possible to cross-reference that with maybe the surface? Because I think we just were down there digging around.
Yeah, you've been inside and you've been in the sort of main concourse and stuff.
Yeah, like above ground we went in, but
Yeah.
I'm wondering now, like if when we went down below, encountered the gargoyle and things like that, like if
that was in a different part of the city, but you could.
Okay.
The gargoyle was nearer. It's where you were, Elephant and Castle.
Oh, Elephant Castle.
Yeah, that was where you'd seen the gargoyle in that area.
Yeah,
which is south of the river.
He lives occasionally these days.
Mm.
I think someone who can hear the cries of the dead could be very useful to us. We had Lucas at one point, but he is very busy.
I mean, if I have a big stick that silences the dead, wouldn't that cancel out Arthur's abilities all the time if we're both in the same place?
It could be, I guess. He did notice because of your proximity. But that doesn't mean we can't go to different places and compare notes.
I mean, I could try and turn the stick off, put it on standby mode, if it has one.
I'm not sure if you've known it to have one.
No, I mean, I've never tried to. I mean, it being on means it can sometimes light up when, there's...
Yeah, and you wouldn't want to be without it in the event that you needed it. You wouldn't want to be waiting for it to start up while people around you were getting slaughtered.
Like, finding out about, like, a kind of older, red-haired vampire that hangs out at the British Museum is cool.
Yeah.
Like, very, very cool and interesting. But at the same time, it's not someone that this hunter cell has been
No, and
particular
also like
targeting or anything like that.
he's just letting them know. Arthur's just letting the people at the library at the museum know that he's there and paying attention to them. He's not hunting
Sure.
them. The thing that he's taken by is whatever's going on at St Pancras in that area, because he's been homing in on this and noticing that like the water towers are weird because the pigeons never land on them. So the birds fly everywhere and they'll land on pretty much anything. They'll land on people. They'll land on windowsills. They never land on the roof of that water tower.
Yeah, I think that's something we should check out. How is Sonia feeling with all of this? Like, do we want to break off from the British Museum, look at other stuff, let Arthur know where we can be reached? Or is there some other kind of thing?
Do you have an iPhone?
I don't have anything to do with that bother. You can find me in here most days.
Okay, we'll come here. Where do you live?
I don't tell people where I live.
Neither do we.
I do, all the time. I have pizza delivered to my place all the time. Should I not be doing that?
Probably not.
God, today has just been a day of bad news.
Arthur, I feel like you have helped us, and I'm not sure if there is something that we can do in exchange.
Well, I haven't got a cell, and I have got something to hunt, and I don't feel up to hunting it by myself. And then you two walk in, and I've heard about her, but you're new.
He makes gadgets.
Gadgets?
I'm not new. I'm very quiet. I
Well,
try to be.
she was known to me. I can put it like that.
Wait, so is this why the St. Leopold people hate me and want me dead?
They want you dead. I think they just don't like that you exist.
Look, once you get into this religion stuff, there are so many schisms, so many different stories competing. Of course, you're not going to have friends everywhere.
Yeah, just I don't know. They keep attacking me, and I'm like, I mean, at the time, I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't make. I didn't. An angel literally told me this. Do you want me to lie about it? And it turns out they might have been right this whole time. Oh, anyway, sorry. Bigger thing.
How
I
how
would
do
love to.
you how do you verify an angel? You know,
I'm sure the
Well,
Society of St. Leopold could, if anyone could.
it's not like you just look up their previous address on Google.
well, I mean, like I don't think I said this to you, but you know, when the thing happened that happened, I became something else. I didn't see through eyes, I didn't hear through my ears. I was like energy and in a thing. And then I kind of translated it after the fact in my head to an angelic being explaining all of this stuff and giving me a big and you know, then I could jump over people.
I understand.
And I had an easier time of running after buses.
I think it would be useful to maybe consider alternate explanations as well.
Well, we've got bigger fish to fry or and stuff. So, Arthur, if you need any assistance in, you know, getting your redhead, I would like to help if I can.
I think I should like to know more before I make my move. Because now all I'm trying to
Hmm.
do is intimidate them. I can't. I am old, and I'm not as flexible and as agile as I once was, and perhaps hunting an actual vampire in person is not my best move right now. It would be a.
How's the intimidation thing going?
I just need them to know that they're being watched. I need them to know that they aren't free to do whatever they want.
Okay, so what's the
If
goal?
Hmm. Just that they don't think they have it easy and free to do anything that they choose to. They can't just.
But you want to take them down and stop them, right?
Yeah, but perhaps such things are beyond my power now.
I
I'm
don't
okay
say
with that. I
that.
found peace with that.
Also, hold up. So Arthur said that they watched this red-haired individual enter the British Museum
Yeah.
and
Well,
then
no,
never
not enter,
not
but like
leave
around the British Museum.
So
around.
he's here now.
She's here
Well,
somewhere in the
hold
building.
on. So
She's here now.
how long ago did they enter? This I'm curious about. Like, was it days ago, years ago,
Months.
months? Okay.
Well, let's go boop her.
Hold on. If they're old and speaking in an archaic language, then they could be quite powerful too.
They speak English fine, but I think she's powerful. She has other people looking after her needs. No one could. They need to drink blood, and she's not
course.
leaving the building, and she's not. There isn't a raft of murders happening here. Somehow she survives.
So there are many ways to rid yourself of a leech. One-on-one combat with all of them is not possible.
No,
There's
but
not everybody is a designate of Raphael. Poisoning a blood supply is something that has worked for me in the
or
past.
find where they sleep and get them during the day. Much
How
easier.
did you poison the blood supply?
So, do you remember the rulers that I talked about? I do not know what they call themselves, but it's a separate group. They breed true. The ones that they make have similar qualities to the ones who made them.
Yeah.
They have specific needs, and you can make them ill or sick by swapping with something else. And in their weakness, you can take them. It doesn't work on all of them, of course. They're all very different, but that has worked.
Cool. That's very smart.
Sometimes simply getting the supply drunk or high or something before is enough.
And people like getting drunk and high. So everyone wins.
Yes. But more information is needed. We have no idea who this creature is or what they need. But watching this place, we might learn that.
She sleeps somewhere in this building. She has a retinue of people that come at night to look after her needs and keep her secure, to some degree. I would not care to fight any of them on my own.
So we have a new lead, but there is work to be done. Eh?
Perhaps. But also, if you already know of stuff happening at the station, or near the station, or on the station, or wherever it's happening there, that could also be something. It sounds like you've been poisoning the ritual as well.
That is true. We know not what we do, but we hope to disrupt it anyway.
Sonia is being thoughtful and more quiet. Right, so big operation targeting lots or all vampires, experimentation, rituals, and a red-haired lady vampire in the British Museum. Quite a pickle. So what next?
You are muted.
Sorry, I was saying there's a lot of options, right? Like we could go investigate St. Pancras Station. We could stay here, try to help Arthur out. You could go talk to Millie. Like I feel like we're staring down the barrel of a few different things.
Which one is the most time sensitive?
Well, honestly, I feel like ritual, but it's not like I have any special knowledge.
We should trace up that ritual. If they do that, if they succeed in that, I mean, out of character for a second, sorry. If the ritual we found out was about not dying in sunlight, right? That was what
right, which kind of seems like a big fucking deal.
So the inference had been, and I don't know how much of this got through, but that with the fall of London potentially happening soon and lots of vampires vanishing, They were looking for ways to somehow stay in London undetected. And they've done that by trying to find a way to maneuver even in sunlight, so they can't be suspected.
I don't know. And this is going to sound strange, and Marcel, you may not like this, but I don't think emptying London of vampires is conducive to a better London or a safer London at this point. Vampires here killing people and drinking their blood is bad, but this escalation forcing vampires to find ways to walk around in the day is worse. This escalation of a shadowy group of God knows who getting vampire powers is an escalation. What it feels like, if I had to do numbers on it, the current state of things is better than where we're going, even though where we're going is a cleansing of the vampires in London. What do you think of that, Marcel?
I think that there are two things that are worse than the current status quo. The government making more half-bloods, or whatever you call them, so that they can spread whatever version of politics they believe in across the globe, is worse, potentially, than vampires eating people, for sure. And also, certain factions gaining the power to walk in the sun is just as disastrous. So those two things are foremost. I want to destroy all of them, of course, but it is not possible, as you said. And
Well, it sounds like that it might be possible, because that seems to be where this is all leading to.
look, as powerful as Antigen is, I do not think they can do this thing. No one can. What is important is the greater purpose. I don't know how to say.
Arthur, do you concur?
However bad things were, they were held in a balance. And now it feels like people are messing with that balance. We don't know what happens afterwards. So it's not, I can't say it'll be better or worse, but it will be different.
Sonia has gained the superpower of perspective. Okay. Then the time-sensitive thing is we need to stop this ritual. If we haven't already, we need to make sure that that ritual is dead and gone and they can't do it. Whether that is by killing the people who are leading it, or whether that is by messing up their artifacts, ones that they can't just get again or something. We need to go back to Pancras right now, and that needs to be our priority, I think.
Do you know
Do you
anything of
agree?
Arthur says, do you know anything of the people involved in this? Do you know?
That's the part I can't remember. Michelle can't remember. Sonia probably can. I can't.
Marcel may remember.
Sorry, what does he mean by the people involved? Does he?
The people trying to perfect this ritual.
So we know next to nothing about them.
You'd seen a picture that might indicate that the person involved is Jean Valin.
Sure. Yeah, I guess we have like one name. I mean, I would happily share that with him. I think I destroyed the photograph, unfortunately, but
It's okay. I've got my computer guy. Seth. I'll call over to Seth.
Seth has just been sitting there eating like.
I'm imagining that Seth kind of got bored and wandered off because he's just like, this isn't for me. I don't want to know this stuff.
I'm gonna text Seth and say, "Hey, come back."
And he will wander back over once he sees the text message. You've been busy looking at something interesting to Seth. I'm not sure what at the moment.
Playing a Nintendo DS. It's 2012.
Yeah, but he does that at home. He's in the museum just now, so he's probably looking at some lovely artworks or something, some original first editions of books or something.
He's just playing Puzzle Quest somewhere. on his phone. That's who Seth is. Anyway, when Seth comes over, I'm just like, Marcel, what was his name? Oh, I think you were muted.
Oh, it's Jean, like Jean.
I'll rip up a bit of paper from my Pokemon notepad and write down Jean.
Lin.
Valin. That bit got lost. It's also in the
Jean
Discord.
Valen.
It's also in the Discord from earlier.
Oh, great. Could you go and like find everything you can about this person?
Sure.
But don't like post the name in public forums or anything, you know. Do your techie thing.
I think Marcel would also warn Seth that it is possible that that person is aware of us and is also watching. So he needs to be very careful.
Okay. I will adapt accordingly.
Yeah. Use your Raspberry Pi blocky thing.
Right, because I feel like Marcel has felt the attention, right? Like there were previous games where it was like, hey.
You've got like some of the paranoia is legitimate and not just imagined.
Right, because I know that now that I have this thigh bone, he is most likely zeroing in on us as well.
And if he's not, there's a reason he's not.
Right. And the only thing that I have to support that is in the past, whenever this thing was uncovered or out in the open, he would hone in on it.
But also just afterwards, you had all some tragedies in your own life, which could have been attributed to something else.
Right. So yeah, I think Marcel would just try to impress upon Seth to be very careful.
I think mechanically that's going to be 2 rolls, one for how careful Seth is being and one for what information Seth finds out. I'll probably do off-stream, off-game actually, and we'll come back with that. So what I'll do is in the next game session, I'll report back what Seth finds, having done those rolls.
Wonderful.
What happens next? I think Arthur's going to stay in the British Museum because he wants to not miss anything. And he's kind of enjoying playing this little cat and mouse game with the more senior people at the British Museum who know he's there, and he knows what they are, and they know what he is, but none of them can make a move in public. And he's not a big enough thorn in their side for them to act. And he hasn't really got the power to act himself.
So after like Arthur kind of moves away, Marcel will bring up to Sonia that we also had sort of an issue with a ghost earlier that Arthur might be able to shed some light on if we help them with their thing.
Oh, there's a ghost thing? What was the ghost thing?
Do you remember that flat?
Oh yeah. Now that's a deep cut. Sonia will nod at Marcel.
Even if I wish to forget things like this, they stick like a sliver in the brain.
Just has been so many things. There was the lady in the tree. There was 7 more things. Yes.
There were some zombies in a room full of neon lights. Sorry, shambling corpses, not zombies. They're a different thing.
It's been a very busy time, Marcel, if I do say.
Sparkling corpses.
No, shambling, not sparkling. Although I guess that some of them had bits of glass stuck in them.
Young adult zombies sparkle.
Has anyone done that book yet? I feel like that. No, that's gonna.
There was a Disney movie.
Oh no!
A Disney kids movie where some people are zombies and they had a romance plot in a high school, and it's weird.
That's gonna, necrophilia a little bit.
It did.
Oh no!
Disney made it. It exists. I've never seen it, but it exists. But they're kind of going for a second-class citizen kind of civil rights vibe with it, more than
I mean,
zombies are people too, etc.
It again, above table feels a bit weird to be running this when we're all about like, oh, it'd be terrible if a government agency came into a city and tried to eradicate a minority completely.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much the minority thing affects this, because when that happens, the minority aren't dangerous. They aren't doing that, whereas these vampires eat people.
Yeah.
So is a 1-to-1 to the minority thing.
It's not a 1-to-1 exactly. It's just there's resonances.
Yeah, that's true.
So Marcel is interested in this resonance with the water towers at Saint Pancras.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that might be next on the list.
Oh, I think let's do a little roll for like some research that Marcel could do very easily on that one. So if you give me either intelligence investigation or intelligence academics, if you want to go that route.
Okay, one sec.
If I switch to roll 20, I'll be able to see what you get.
All right, I got 4 successes.
It was a crit. On that, I think you will very easily find that there's a bunch of businesses in St Pancras Station. Most of them are shops. There's a large hotel, but also above St Pancras Station is some very expensive apartments. Only a couple, and they're in converted water towers. Well, one of them's in a converted water tower.
Wait, hold on. There's an apartment inside of
Above
a water
the station.
tower?
Above the station. No, it was a water tower. Since the advent of steam passed, they no longer need to have massive water towers inside the station.
Developers turn anything they can into flats in this fucking city.
My mind is blown. I'm familiar with water towers from Daredevil comic books in the 80s.
Yeah, it's not like that. It's a lot fancier. Hang on a second.
We don't really have water towers in London. It's all in pipes from Victorian times that are falling apart constantly.
Yeah, I'm just picturing like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles where there's like a giant cylinder with like a funky top hat and like water comes out of that.
No, it's higher up than that. And also like this one's disguised as a clock tower.
Yeah, London's virtual reality of Whirl. Just Google Thames Water. It's one of the biggest scandals in the country that doesn't get the attention it deserves. Like, they're the worst water company that's ever existed. They literally doubled my bills to give like their shareholders like a payback or something, some kind of equity scheme like that. And I rang them up and was like, I know that's why you did it. You said it in the shareholder meeting stuff that's online. And the person on the phone was like, yeah. Like, and you wonder why everyone hates. Anyway, sorry. I could write about Thames Water forever because that's a real issue, unlike half the shit that ends up in the press and they never fucking talk about it anyway.
Oh, I've just been posting stuff into the wrong Discord. That's embarrassing.
Have you been posting Sonia's personal information around it?
No.
How dare you?
It was an exciting picture of a skeletal horse I'd been looking at, and then I posted underneath that instead of. Again, this is real because I wouldn't just fake a whole website. You can look at that later. Okay. There's a couple of video
I looked at it. That's amazing. So I'm hoping where we're going to find Jean Valin.
Possibly.
Well, he runs around like Batman at night.
I mean, again, above table, that apartment came up for sale a few years ago, and I was like, that's where we need to have a baddie living. Apparently, he's quite a nice person who lives there, but I'm just like, nope. Secret evil there, please. Gothic as heck. Perfect. Yes, please.
I mean, look, if being evil gets you an apartment with that much square footage and it looks like that, like, sign me up.
I think it's like 10 million. Never mind, like the council tax and all that.
All right.
So, where are we looking? So you've got some information about places this person might be. Sonia has put Seth on the case of looking up more information about this person from the internet.
I think Marcel would offer to Sonia, like, I know you're going through a lot right now, and there's a lot at stake here. If you would like me to come with you when you talk to Millie, I would be there for you if you want that.
I think this is something I have to do on my own. And then under the table, she sort of raises her fist a little bit, being like, thinking, I always wanted to find a reason to say that, and I do. And that's cool. But also, this sucks and it's horrible.
So I think in a very understanding and comforting manner, he will pat her on the back and put a tag on there. So, because I don't think he knows where Millie is.
You've been there. You've been there.
So I think he
At this
okay.
moment of vulnerability, you took advantage to
Yeah,
bug
so I
Sonya.
think absolutely. So I think he's gonna bug her, and then he's gonna just stay within like a block radius in case she needs him.
Because I have rewatched all of the videos in the last week. You do know where Millie lives because you've been there for dinner.
Oh, right. Okay.
But you
okay.
still bug her just in case.
I mean,
Oh,
still-
100%. I want to know where she is all the time. So
yeah. When air
That is
tags are invented,
adorable and
Marcel's
weird.
going to be so happy.
All right, so we're off to St. Pancras then.
Looks like, and I think that feels like a good place to finish for this session.
Excellent. That was fun.
Oof.
Let's do it again.
yeah, super fun. And look, we're still alive. Still alive.
Yeah.
Well,
Dangers
speak
at
for
3,
yourself.
desperation's only at 1. That's okay.
Yeah, we didn't get murdered by an ancient red-headed Welsh woman, so that's
Because
cool.
it's daytime and she's asleep.
That might have been the best time to actually go and find her and, boop her.
Hey, you know what? Maybe if this information that Arthur gave us works out, we can do that.
Excellent.
Or maybe there's a group of vampires who are about to arrange things so that she can leave the building again.
Womp womp.
If you want to know what's going on with the red-haired lady in the Vampire Chronicle that goes alongside this one, there's overlap, particularly with the Phrygian cap. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'll be checking with the players, and you can see if we've got anything you want to promote, and we can put. I haven't got the ability to put a link in chat right now, but I'll put a link in the YouTube video. I think then we may have a game on Saturday. I'm not entirely sure at the moment. It's not going to be Black Madonna because not everyone's available, but the Black Madonna will be back soon. Be announced. There won't be a game of Vampire this week, but there might be one next week. Things are slightly shifting a little bit, and I'm just trying to keep it all moving. But there will be more games on the channel. Check our Discord. That's the best place to find out when stuff. Logan, have you anything to promote? Do you have anything, other games happening elsewhere?
I don't. I just would encourage people to watch the games that this channel produces. They're super fun. I've never been disappointed. And I would say the same thing about my friends over at Adventures of Lollygagging, where there's some crossover. There's a Venn diagram of really amazing storytellers and players. And right in the middle of that are my two favorite groups, Tales of Myth and Mayhem and Adventures of Lollygagging. So I would encourage you to check out their stuff. I'm Logan. I've been playing Marcel Duchamp, and it's been super fun. Thanks.
You, Michelle?
I have nothing to promote except a call for world peace or some shit. I don't know.
Oh, well,
some cause that makes me look good for talking about it.
I like that sentiment. Thank you for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, please leave a comment or a like or any of that stuff. We really appreciate it. And we will hopefully be back in 2 weeks. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.
Bye.